Hi there, feeling lonely? What if I told you that loneliness could be the key to unlocking a more meaningful and fulfilling life after 60? In this video, we'll explore how to turn loneliness into wisdom. You'll hear practical tips to help you find joy, purpose, and connection in this new chapter of your life. Stay with me because what you'll hear next might just change how you see loneliness forever. Loneliness. It's something we all feel at times. But for many people over 60, it can become a constant companion. Did you know that nearly 1 in 3 adults over 60 feels lonely on a regular basis? This isn't just a statistic. It represents real people experiencing real emotions. But here's the thing. Loneliness doesn't have to be the end of the story. It can be the beginning of something new. There's a difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness is feeling disconnected, but solitude, it's choosing to spend time with yourself. And that can be powerful. As the poet Rainer Maria Rilke once said, "The only journey is the one within." Take a moment to think about that. What could your journey within look like? When we reframe loneliness as an opportunity for solitude and self-discovery, everything changes. The empty spaces in our lives become rooms waiting to be filled with new insights and experiences. Spending time alone can help you understand yourself better. It's a chance to reflect on your life, your dreams, and what truly matters to you. Here's a tip. Grab a notebook. Write down 3 things you've learned from your life experiences. Then, think about how those lessons can guide you moving forward. Self-reflection isn't about dwelling on the past. It's about mining your experiences for the gold of wisdom. When you sit quietly with yourself, you might be surprised by what emerges. Perhaps you'll discover strengths you didn't know you had. Or maybe you'll find clarity about what you want this next chapter of life to look like. Try this simple practice. Each morning, spend just 5 minutes asking yourself, what matters most to me today? This small ritual can ground your day in purpose. Have you ever wanted to paint or learn a musical instrument? Maybe you've always dreamed of gardening or writing poetry. Now is the perfect time to try. New hobbies keep your mind sharp and your spirit alive. They bring joy and a sense of purpose. So, what's one hobby you've always wanted to try? Think about it. The beauty of this stage of life is that you don't need to master everything. You can explore purely for the joy of learning. There's freedom in being a beginner again. Consider joining a class at your local community center, or look for online courses. Many are specifically designed for older adults. The internet has made learning more accessible than ever before. One gentleman I know took up watercolor painting at 67. He'd never painted before. Now at 75, he sells his work at local art fairs. Not because he needed the money, but because sharing his art brought him connection and purpose. Loneliness often comes from feeling disconnected. Building new connections can change that. Join a local community group, volunteer for a cause you care about, or simply call an old friend you haven't spoken to in a while. But what if you feel stuck? So don't worry, we'll explore that next. Sometimes the hardest part is taking that first step. If joining a group feels overwhelming, start smaller. Perhaps a one-on-one coffee date with a neighbor or a phone call to a family member. Technology can help too. Video calls make it possible to see loved ones who live far away. And social media, when used mindfully, can help you reconnect with old friends and make new ones who share your interests. Remember that meaningful connections don't always require many people. Sometimes 1 or 2 deep friendships can be more fulfilling than many casual acquaintances. Gratitude shifts your attention from what's missing to what's already here. It's a simple but powerful practice. Take a moment. Think of 3 things you're grateful for today. It could be as simple as the sunshine or a good cup of coffee. One person I know started a gratitude journal. Every night, they'd write down 1 thing they were thankful for. Over time, it changed their outlook on life. Mindfulness goes hand in hand with gratitude. It's about being fully present in each moment without judgment. Try this. When you're feeling lonely, take 3 deep breaths. Notice the sensations in your body, the sounds around you, the colors you can see. This simple practice can bring you back to the present moment where peace often resides. Research shows that both gratitude and mindfulness can actually change your brain, reducing stress and increasing well-being. These aren't just nice ideas, they're practical tools for transformation. Rituals give structure and meaning to our days. They can be especially important when we're spending more time alone. Perhaps it's a morning cup of tea while watching the sunrise, or an evening walk around your neighborhood. Maybe it's calling a loved one every Sunday evening. These simple practices become anchors, giving rhythm to your days and weeks. One woman I know created a sunset ritual. Each evening, she sits on her porch and watches the sun go down. She uses this time to reflect on the day and set intentions for tomorrow. What began as a way to fill lonely evenings has become a cherished practice that brings her peace. Your rituals don't need to be elaborate. The key is consistency. When you do something regularly, it becomes a touchstone, something you can look forward to and rely on. The mind and body are deeply connected. Taking care of your physical health can have profound effects on your emotional well-being. Regular movement, whether it's walking, swimming, gentle yoga, or dancing in your living room, releases endorphins, nature's mood boosters. Nourishing food, adequate sleep, and staying hydrated all contribute to emotional resilience. When your body feels good, your mind often follows. Consider joining a walking group or a senior fitness class. This combines physical activity with social connection, a powerful combination for combating loneliness. Remember, it's never too late to improve your physical health. Small, consistent changes often yield the greatest results. There's something deeply healing about connecting with the natural world. Research shows that spending time in nature can reduce stress, improve mood, and increase feelings of connection. You don't need to climb mountains or hike for miles. Simply sitting in a garden, visiting a local park, or tending to houseplants can bring the benefits of nature into your life. Try this. Spend 20 minutes outside each day. Notice the trees, the clouds, the birds. Feel the air on your skin. This simple practice can ground you and provide perspective. Nature reminds us that we're part of something larger than ourselves. This awareness can be particularly comforting when feeling lonely. For many people, spiritual practices provide comfort, meaning, and community. This might mean returning to the religious traditions of your youth, or it could involve exploring new spiritual paths that resonate with you now. Meditation, prayer, reading sacred texts, or simply contemplating the big questions of life. All these can provide solace and insight. Spiritual communities often welcome newcomers warmly. They can provide both social connection and a sense of shared purpose. Whatever form it takes, spirituality can help us make sense of our experiences, including loneliness, and place them in a larger context. You've lived for 6 decades or more. You've gathered wisdom, skills, and insights along the way. Sharing what you know can be deeply fulfilling. It transforms your experiences, even the difficult ones, into valuable gifts for others. Consider mentoring a younger person in your field. Volunteer to teach a skill at a community center. Write down your family stories for future generations. One retired teacher I know volunteers at an after-school program. The children keep me young, she says, and I feel useful again. When we share our wisdom, we create ripples that extend far beyond ourselves. This is one of the most powerful antidotes to loneliness. Technology can be either a bridge or a barrier. The key is using it intentionally. Video calls can bring distant loved ones into your living room. Online communities can connect you with people who share your interests no matter where they live. Learning platforms offer courses on everything from art history to zoology, often for free or at low cost. If technology feels intimidating, many libraries and senior centers offer classes specifically designed for older adults, or perhaps a grandchild might enjoy teaching you. The digital world opens possibilities that previous generations couldn't imagine. Approached mindfully, it can be a powerful tool for connection and growth. After 60, life isn't about slowing down. It's about embracing the wisdom you've gained and sharing it with others. You could mentor younger generations, volunteer to teach a skill, or simply share your stories with your family. Think about it. What's one piece of wisdom you'd like to pass on? And who could benefit from hearing it? Your life experience is a treasure. The challenges you've overcome, the lessons you've learned, these have value not just for you, but for others as well. In many traditional cultures, elders are revered precisely because of their wisdom. They're seen as keepers of knowledge, guides for the community. While our modern society doesn't always recognize this value, the truth remains. Your perspective matters. Your insights can illuminate paths for others. When you share your wisdom, something remarkable happens. The focus shifts from what you lack to what you have to give. This shift alone can transform loneliness into purpose. Sometimes it's hard to take the first step. You might feel stuck or unsure where to start. That's okay. Transformation takes time. Start small, one step at a time. Every day is a new chance to begin again. If physical limitations make getting out difficult, look for ways to bring connection to you. Phone calls, video chats, or inviting someone over for tea can all nurture connection. If grief is part of your loneliness, be gentle with yourself. Healing isn't linear. Some days will be harder than others. Reach out for support when you need it, whether from friends, family, or professional counselors. If financial constraints limit your options, remember that many of the most meaningful activities, walking in nature, volunteering, joining community groups, cost little or nothing. Whatever obstacles you face, remember this: you've overcome challenges before. The resilience that has carried you this far will carry you forward. One of the greatest gifts of this stage of life is time. Without the demands of full-time work or raising children, you have freedom to shape your days. This freedom can feel daunting at first. Without external structure, how do you decide what to do? The answer lies in values. What matters most to you? Is it creativity, connection, learning, contribution, nature, spirituality? When you align your time with your values, each day takes on new meaning. Try this exercise. Make a list of what you value most. Then look at how you spend your time. Are they aligned? If not, what small changes could bring them into better harmony? Time is precious at every age, but perhaps never more so than in our later years. Using it intentionally transforms it from a burden into a gift. One of the most reliable paths out of loneliness is service to others. When we focus on giving rather than what we're missing, something shifts. We move from scarcity to abundance, from isolation to connection. Volunteering doesn't just help others, it helps you. Research shows that volunteers experience less depression, greater life satisfaction, and even better physical health. The opportunities are endless. You might read to children at a local school, deliver meals to homebound seniors, walk dogs at an animal shelter, offer your professional skills to a nonprofit, become a museum docent, join a community garden. The key is finding something that matches both your abilities and your interests. One woman I know volunteers at a hospital gift shop one morning each week. "It gets me out of the house," she says, "and I meet the nicest people. I feel like I'm contributing, even in a small way." At its heart, transforming loneliness into wisdom involves learning to enjoy your own company. This doesn't happen overnight. Like any relationship, your relationship with yourself deepens with time and attention. Start by treating yourself as you would a good friend. Speak kindly to yourself. Plan pleasant activities. Be patient with your shortcomings. Create a living space that nurtures you. Surround yourself with books you love, music that lifts your spirits, colors that please your eye. Cook nourishing meals, even when it's just for you. Set the table. Light a candle. Honor the everyday rituals of living. When difficult emotions arise, as they inevitably will, try to meet them with compassion rather than judgment. Loneliness, sadness, fear, these are all part of the human experience. As you grow more comfortable with yourself, you may discover that what once felt like loneliness now feels like solitude, rich, peaceful, and full of possibility. There's profound wisdom in accepting life as it is, while still working to make it better. This isn't resignation or giving up. It's a clear-eyed recognition of reality that actually frees up energy for positive change. Yes, you may have lost loved ones. Yes, your body may not work the way it once did. Yes, society often overlooks the contributions of older adults. Acknowledging these truths doesn't mean surrendering to them. It means working with reality rather than against it. From this place of acceptance, you can focus on what's within your control, your attitudes, your choices, your actions. As the Serenity Prayer wisely suggests, seek the serenity to accept the things you cannot change, courage to change the things you can, and wisdom to know the difference. This discernment itself is a form of wisdom that deepens with age. What will you leave behind? Not just material possessions, but the imprint of your life on others? Thinking about your legacy isn't morbid, it's clarifying. It helps you focus on what matters most. Your legacy might include values you've demonstrated and passed on, knowledge and skills you've shared, relationships you've nurtured, communities you've strengthened, creative works you've produced, natural environments you've protected, causes you've supported. When you live with legacy in mind, everyday choices take on new significance. The kindness you show a stranger, the story you tell a grandchild, the letter you write to a friend, all become threads in the tapestry of your life's meaning. Creating a legacy connects you not just to the present, but to the future. It's a powerful antidote to the isolation of loneliness. One of life's great myths is that we stop growing and learning as we age. Nothing could be further from the truth. Your brain remains capable of forming new connections throughout life. This neuroplasticity means you can continue to learn, adapt, and evolve. Embracing a growth mindset, the belief that you can develop new abilities through dedication and hard work, is especially powerful in later life. When you see challenges as opportunities to learn rather than threats to avoid, everything changes. The world opens up. A woman I know took her first painting class at 72. I was terrible at first, she laughs, but I kept at it. Now, 5 years later, I'm having my first exhibition. If I can do this, anyone can try something new. What might you learn or try if you knew you couldn't fail? What if the only failure was not trying at all? Life has seasons, each with its own beauty and purpose. Youth is often about building careers, families, identities. Middle age frequently focuses on managing what we've built and caring for others. The season after 60 offers different gifts: perspective, time for reflection, freedom from many external expectations. Just as we wouldn't expect spring flowers in autumn, we can embrace the unique opportunities of this life stage rather than longing for what is past. This doesn't mean giving up activities you love. It means approaching them with new awareness, perhaps finding deeper appreciation for what they offer. A retired marathon runner I know now walks daily instead. I notice so much more at walking pace, he says. The birds, the changing light, the neighbors' gardens. I was always rushing before. Now I have time to really see. Your life is a story, not just any story. A hero's journey filled with challenges, triumphs, losses, and growth. How you tell this story, especially to yourself, shapes your experience of the present. If you frame your story as one of decline and loss, loneliness may indeed feel overwhelming. But what if you reframe it as a journey of continuous evolution? What if each challenge, including loneliness, is not an ending, but a doorway to new understanding? This perspective doesn't deny the reality of loss or the pain of loneliness, but it places them within a larger narrative, one of resilience, growth, and possibility. Remember, you are the author of your own story. You get to decide what meaning to make of your experiences, including loneliness. Choose a narrative that empowers rather than diminishes you. In conclusion, transforming loneliness into wisdom is a journey, not a destination. Some days will be easier than others, but with each step, each new connection, each moment of self-reflection, each act of service, the path becomes clearer. The wisdom you gain along the way isn't just for you. It's a gift you can offer to a world that needs exactly what you have to give. Your life experience, your perspective, your hard-won insights, these are treasures. By sharing them, you not only enrich others but also discover the profound truth that connection and meaning are always available, even in seasons of solitude. So take that first small step today. Reach out, look inward, try something new, share what you know. The journey from loneliness to wisdom awaits, and you already have everything you need to begin.